When you think about real estate investing, the first thing that probably comes to mind is your home. Of course, real estate investors have lots of other options when it comes to choosing investments, and they're not all physical properties. One of the key ways investors can make money in real estate is to become a landlord of a rental property. Flippers buy undervalued real estate, fix it up, and sell for a profit. Real estate investment trusts, REITs, provide real estate exposure without the need to own, operate, or finance properties. Real estate has become a popular investment vehicle over the last 50 years or so. Here's a look at some of the leading options for individual investors, along with the reasons to invest. Rental properties. If you invest in rental properties, you become a landlord, so you need to consider if you'll be comfortable in that role. As the landlord, you'll be responsible for things like paying the mortgage, property taxes, and insurance, maintaining the property, finding tenants, and dealing with any problems. Unless you hire a property manager to handle the details, being a landlord is a hands-on investment. Depending on your situation, taking care of the property and the tenants can be a 24/7 job, and one that's not always pleasant. If you choose your properties and tenants carefully, however, you can lower the risk of having major problems. The other primary way that landlords make money is through appreciation. If your property appreciates in value, you may be able to sell it at a profit when the time comes, or borrow against the equity to make your next investment. While real estate does tend to appreciate, there are no guarantees. Historical prices. Real estate has long been considered a sound investment, and for good reason. Before 2007, historical housing data made it seem like prices could continue to climb indefinitely. With few exceptions, the average sale price of homes in the U.S. increased each year between 1963 and 2007, the start of the Great Recession. Identify your financial stage. Real estate investing is simply a vehicle to improve your finances. So, before we get into the details of real estate, let's think about your overall financial picture. Most new investors eventually want to reach financial independence. You can think of this like the peak of the mountain where your living expenses are all covered by income from investments. The fundamentals of climbing this mountain are the same whether you invest in real estate or anything else. To reach the peak of the mountain faster, you simply have to increase your savings rate. You can then invest those savings into your chosen assets, like real estate. Choose a specific real estate investing strategy. At this stage, you could create a 30-page business plan that even an MBA would be proud of. But remember, the goal is just to get started. So, let's begin with something quicker. You can create a big, detailed plan later if you want. Starting with one specific strategy doesn't mean you won't have detours or even a complete change of direction later. Life happens, and you have to be flexible. But starting with just one will help you focus. And this will give you the confidence to get started. Pick a target market. With prices so high in many locations, people ask me often whether they should invest close to home or choose a new market. It's a good question because the market you choose could make a big difference in your final results. I prefer to invest close to home if possible. Being local gives you the advantage of intimate knowledge of the market. And while managing real estate from a distance can be done, it's still more efficient and effective to be local. So, I would start evaluating markets close to home. If prices seem too high in your local neighborhoods, explore a few ideas locally first before looking at other locations. First, drive 1 hour away. Often the suburbs of major urban areas become much more affordable and reasonable for investments. Second, look for smaller niches within your overall market. Within high-priced markets, niches like condos, mobile homes, tax liens, and note investing can sometimes still be profitable. Decide your investment property criteria. Your investment property criteria tell you and others what it means to have a good investment. I actually recommend creating a written investment profile that you can share with potential partners, investors, and sources of leads like real estate agents. Build your team. Real estate is a team sport, and you are the leader of your team. You don't necessarily need employees, but you will need independent contractors and advisors who can help you in their areas of expertise. If the idea of running this team turns you off, then perhaps a different type of investing suits you better. Line up financing. Unlike other forms of investing, it's fairly normal to use financing to help you with a real estate purchase. And there are many options to choose from. The 5 financing sources include FHA, Federal Housing Administration, loans, insured by the federal government and easier to qualify for than most programs. Terms include a small down payment, a fixed interest rate, and a long-term, length, loan. A. Veterans Administration, loans. You must be a veteran to qualify. Terms include a 0% down payment, a fixed interest rate, and a long-term loan. Conforming loans. Loans conform to guidelines of mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Terms may include a 5% to 20% down payment, a fixed interest rate, and a long-term loan. Portfolio loans. These are kept by banks or lending institutions instead of being sold off on the mortgage market. Terms vary, but they usually have a shorter term, 5 to 10 years, and interest rates are competitive. Hard money loans. These lenders are most interested in the collateral, for example a hard asset, instead of the detailed lending regulations of other sources. The loan costs are much higher, so these are often used for short-term remodeling projects. Once you have a solid plan for financing, you can proceed to this step to raise cash for your down payment and reserves. Raise cash for your down payment and reserves. Real estate investing is a business that allows you to use other people's money to help you move forward. But you shouldn't count on building your entire business with no money down. Even if you use the highest leverage scenarios, we should always have our washtubs ready for periods when it rains gold. But what about the rest of the time? During normal economic times, you have to work hard and create a plan to bring good deals to you. And you have to stay disciplined with your investment criteria, so that you don't succumb to the fever of a hot market. Schedule your time and prioritize next actions. You know your life and your schedule better than I do. But I assume like most people you're busy. So, here's an important question for you. How much time can you and or your spouse or business partner carve out each week to work on your real estate investing business? Be realistic. But if getting started with real estate investing is important to you, also be ruthless with your priorities. This isn't a forever project. You'll spend more time for the next few months to a year, but later as you gain momentum, buy properties, and build systems it will consume much less time. So, how much time can you carve out? Based on my prior experience helping other investors one-on-one, you need at least 10 hours per week in order to give yourself a minimal chance of success. But the more time you can commit, like 20 to 30 hours, the more you will increase your chances. Why invest in real estate? Real estate can enhance the risk and return profile of an investor's portfolio, offering competitive risk-adjusted returns. In general, the real estate market is one of low volatility, especially compared to equities and bonds. Real estate is also attractive when compared with more traditional sources of income return. We've made it to the end of all steps for real estate investing. As I shared in the beginning, my goal was to save you frustration and time as someone getting started, or restarted, with real estate investing. As you may know, too much information can sometimes work against you as a newbie. So, I hope the action steps in this article will give you a framework to get started quickly. And if you get started and keep moving, you can avoid overwhelm and move past those other pesky beginner challenges like analysis paralysis. But as you know, these steps are only the beginning. Real life is fluid, and the best plans you make will be tested and challenged in the forge of reality. So, stay flexible, keep learning, and let me know if I can help by making comments below. If you liked the video, make sure to give a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss an update from our side.